Hey guys, alright, so let's get right into it. Mars retrograde, September 9th through November 14th. We're already in the shadow period. I'm sure we're already feeling a little lethargic. That's Mars, it's happening already. So, as we go into the retrograde fully tomorrow, let me tell you about some things you should know. Mars retrograde. I know a lot of us are very concerned about another retrograde, so let's just talk about how this one affects us, okay? Planets that go into retrograde, depending on what planet it is, pretty much they cause us to lose steam or direction or clarity. Mars retrograde in Aries makes it overly aggressively. Mars is the planet of action, it is the planet of productivity, it is the planet of aggression, desire, passion. So this planet going retrograde definitely means slowing down of productivity, especially if you are in Aries, Aries rising, Aries moon, Aries sun. Mostly what we'll be feeling from this retrograde, and you've already been feeling it because we've been in the shadow period for the last couple of weeks, you feel kind of just slow, like things don't make sense, and you don't understand why you don't feel like being productive. You don't understand why you don't feel like getting out of bed every day. Mars, he said no. Our intensity has gone down in what we want to do and how we want to do it. So this should be a really big time for planning and introspection. Let's get into more details. When Venus went retrograde a couple of months ago, we felt this similar type of intensity where we needed to take some self-care days and really nourish ourselves and really love on ourselves. We're gonna have to do that more so for Mars because we are going to feel very aggravated with our lack of productivity, especially if you're a person who likes to go and likes to move. It's okay, it's gonna be okay. But take a break, take it easy on yourself. Don't necessarily take a break from everything you do. I would suggest making plans, making concrete plans, making concrete schedules and what you need to get done so that you don't forget anything, so that you don't lose any details in the middle of this retrograde. So we need to practice grace in this season because everybody is feeling it. Everybody, and then it's happening in Virgo season, and Virgo is all about perfectionism and being a Puritan and making sure everything is right. And then on top of being right, you got to be slow. So that can be kind of counterproductive. So we need to remember to love on ourselves, remember to love on our people that we love, give people extra grace to be human. This retrograde, Mars is in its home base of Aries, which makes it a bit more intense. On top of that, there are several other planets that will be in retrograde as well. So we're going to get into all those details and how they affect you. Mars is our planet of action and productivity and desire and aggression, and having that all be muted because the planet is spinning backwards might cause a bit of trouble in relationships as well as work. My suggestion for work, plan. If you do not have to put any plans into action, do not do that. If you don't have a new idea that you want to throw out there, don't. If you do have a new idea that you want to throw out there, if you're not ready right now, don't do it. Wait. Because Mars being in retrograde causes a lot of things to have unnecessary setbacks. So what you don't want to do is go full throttle into something and then not work out. Because that's just the retrograde. It's not even anybody else's fault. Everybody's going through it. Everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling its intensity. Nobody really likes feeling lazy and non-productive. I'm a Taurus, and I'm saying I don't like feeling lazy and non-productive. So, cut people some slack. It's okay. Everybody's having a rough time at it. Make routine. Routines are your friend. At least for the next 2 months, make them your friends. Remember. Practice self-care right now. Put it into your routines. As shadow work is going to be constant. Again, I will say it again. All of these planets are in retrograde right now. 2020 really has been the year of you, and a lot of people thought that the year of you was going to mean that they were going to break new ground, start new projects, turn into a new person, but it really has been a year of introspection and learning about yourself and learning about the people that you keep around you and the way that you live your life. And that's going to continue and intensify. So Be easy on yourself. Love on yourself. Give yourself kisses and hugs. Cry when you need to. Let it out. Be mad. Feel it. Don't hurt nobody though. You also may feel like nothing's going right in the bedroom. That is because Mars controls our sex drive as well. So what you need to do is lean more into that Venus side of things, lean more into the love side of things. That way you don't feel as undesirable as this shift is making you feel. Give yourself some pampering. Give your partner some pampering. That way everybody kind of stays on the same level of understanding that it's all rough and we're going to get through it. And remember, the conflicts that arise right now are temporary. Do not take these things to heart. Do not change your life based on the things that happen in the next 2 months. It's just going to be rough. Take the time. Actually, don't respond. I think that's the best advice that I could give right now, is that if conflict is arising, let it go. Come back to it. If you can. If you can't, if you don't think it's worth it, by all means, peace out. But like, give it a break. Give everybody a break. Remember that these conflicts are temporary, so please act accordingly. I know the delays and detours can be frustrating, but remember that there is value in waiting. Usually when we have to wait extra time for something, we end up finding a deeper meaning or a deeper purpose in what we were doing, because we love this, we're very passionate about it. And then we have more time, so what are we going to do? We're going to continue to study, we're going to continue to look inside. So there will be more value. Just on the plus side, Mars is the planet of aggression, so it won't be as, the fights may feel very intense, but you won't have as much fight in you to do it, because your aggression will be delayed. Or your aggression will be quick and intense and go out like a flash fire. If you're having little small fights, forgive and forget. Best advice. Be aware and pay attention to relationships this time of introspection. Yes, pay attention to you and the way that you affect other people, but also pay attention to the way that people affect you. In this season of our lives, we've been given this opportunity to socially distance, but if you've been wise enough to take it as a season of real shadow work and actually really working on your interior self, you've noticed a shift in people and people all around you, or you haven't, and it's been very apparent that they're not changing. Take it as what it is. So you can let go and let God, or just move on. You are going to feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back every single time. But it's okay, because life has been giving us that all year anyway. We've been taking 2 steps forward and 70 steps back with this virus. So take it as what it is. Continue to move forward. Do not let it slow you down. For real, be an adult. Like, don't be childish. Just be an adult. Other planets. So right now everything is in retrograde except for Mercury and Venus, which is a lot of why this year has been such a year of self-transformation. Jupiter and Saturn both end in September. Jupiter's the 13th, Saturn's the 29th, and these 2 planets shouldn't affect you that much, actually. I think you should pull into your Jupiter side, pull into your Saturn side, because both of those working in tandem together bring us enlightenment. They bring us, we're able to see things as they are, see things and people as they are, as opposed to the way that we have projected onto them, the way that we want them to be. We see things as they actually are. Take that as a good sign. Look around, make sure that you've built the life that you want. Saturn retrograde causes us to look at these relationships, look at these boundaries, look at our responsibilities, and see if these are things that we should be carrying or shouldn't be carrying. I know myself, I have been in a real season of what's my responsibility and what's not, because I am a Taurus. I'm a protector. I want to hold everything, and then I end up dropping the ball for myself a lot of the times. So remember to just assess, pay attention to what's going on. And if it's not your responsibility, let it go, because it's going to be really heavy during this Mars retrograde, because you don't have the productivity you usually have to keep things moving. So let go of things that you can't handle, let go of things that are not yours to carry. Okay, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto are in retrograde a bit longer. Uranus is in retrograde until January 14th. Neptune is in retrograde until November the 28th, and Pluto is in retrograde until October the 4th. Now, Uranus is the planet of unpredictable changes. So this could be good or bad. And this is why we need to govern ourselves accordingly when it comes to how we react and how we respond to what's happening in Mars retrograde. You don't want to end up being overly aggressive or overly pessimistic about anything, and you have this retrograde energy in Uranus that's just like blue moon energy. Blue, you know the saying, it happens once in a blue moon? That's Uranus energy. It just does not happen all the time. So that could be very, very good or very, very bad. And it does depend on how your actions are. So with the planet of action being in retrograde, be mindful of what you say and what you do. That might mean you need to take some time by yourself and just not say anything to anybody so that you don't mess anything up. Neptune is our dreamy, idealistic side. It presides over Pisces, which is also our dreamy, idealistic sign. It being in retrograde means the rose-colored glasses are off. Everything that looks good isn't good for you. That is the theme of a Neptune retrograde. And be aware. Be aware, be aware, be aware. There are so many shifts happening. But also have grace. Grace. Just because things aren't as pretty as they look doesn't mean they're not still beautiful and wonderful for you. Pluto being in retrograde is the planet of transformation. I love Pluto. Transformation is beautiful, but it is not always kind to us. So, again, grace. So much grace. Have grace with yourself. Love on yourself. Really, I think we have exhibited so much self-care this year that it should be second nature to us at this point. But if not, please take a minute to love on yourself. Remind yourself that it's going to be okay. It's only a season. It is just a bad day, not a bad life. Whatever you need to say to get you through the moment, by all means, do that. It is only temporary. I think I want to pull a card. Let's see what the moon has to say, shall we? What is the theme of Mars retrograde 2020? Well, I asked for one, and I got two. So, I think they're both actually good. We've got a time for healing in balsamic moon. And then we also have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Beautiful cards. I'm actually going to read. I don't even want to give the word myself. I'm just going to take it out of the book. Mutable is all about change, shape-shifting even. That something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means that you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there is also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a little longer. Either way, nothing is yet set in stone. I know that the best for me will still unfold. That is really Mars retrograde energy for sure, because you will have so much lack of action. You need to remember that it is okay. Nothing is set in stone. It is all temporary. This energy is all temporary. I love that this card popped out. Let's pull over to this balsamic moon and see what it has for us as well. A balsamic moon. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal and to soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Then, remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and wait to hear guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had if you know that someone or something really isn't good for you. This card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams so you're ready when the time comes. So on point with the same energy. I love Spirit. I love this. I love this reading. And yes, this is exactly what I just It's exactly what I just said. Love on yourself. Take some self-care. Make sure you love on the people around you. If you really, really need to have some time, take some time to yourself. Take some isolation to yourself if you really need to. Find the things that serve you and only do that. Nothing is yet set in stone. Nothing has been decided. Take some time out. Plan. Write a 12-month plan out. See what you're going to do next year. This season is about to end. All of the retrogrades are going to end. There's so much going on in the world, in the government. All of this is about to be completely different. It's going to be, this is such a transformative season. And it's going to be completely brand new, like something we've never seen before in December and January. I am so excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back with more. Let's up.